Welcome again to the Melling Law YouTube channel, where we talk about different estate planning topics relevant to people living here in Utah. Today we're continuing our new series about making a bulletproof estate plan. How do you make sure your estate plan works as intended? And one of the questions people often have is how to plan for children, how to give them incentives to work hard while still leaving them a legacy, whether you intend that to be a safety net or a leg up in their the beginning of the career, help them get a new home, whatever your value system may be. How do you leave your estate to your children without spoiling them or turning them into trust fund babies? And this video is going to explain a little bit about that. First of all, in whether it's a will or a trust, you have a lot of flexibility as far as when and how to leave funds to children or to adults for that matter. You can withhold funds until a certain age. You can withhold it until a certain event, like a graduation from some kind of university or technical college. You can withhold it until they need it to purchase a home. You can withhold it until any kind of event or a combination of events. If you want to encourage certain types of behaviors, but realize that due to the realities of life that they're probably not going to necessarily follow the exact mold you want them to follow. Do we want them to do at least half of certain types of milestones or events or actions that are kind of a manifestation of building that character you want them to develop? So oftentimes what we'll do is we'll build incentives into an estate plan for children. Like we'll withhold anything until they're at least 18, right? Until they're 18, we want to make sure they're comfortable. We want to make sure that they have a place to live, they have food, they have money to fund their education, they have money to keep them healthy. However, after a certain time, and maybe that's 18, maybe that's a little later, whatever your value system may be, you do want to kind of cut them off a little bit and let them try to make their own way in the world, whether that's through school or through becoming productive in their work, or a combination of both, and not to be involved with substance abuse or incarcerated or anything like that. So we can withhold funds discretionary. So we can make discretionary distributions for certain types of things that you do want there as a safety net. Perhaps that's healthcare, perhaps that's education. It just depends. But we withhold those funds until a certain time, and maybe that's age 24, maybe that's age 30, and maybe you want to create some kind of incentive so they'd only receive it at age 30. But if they complete a college education or something like that, they can accelerate that distribution to age 24 from 30. So you're incentivizing completing a degree or a trade school of some kind. You really have all kinds of flexibility to incentivize certain types of behavior. So what we encourage people to do in drafting their estate plan, especially when we're planning for minor children or for grandchildren, if your intent is to leave funds to your grandchildren, we want to figure out what are your values. What do you really want to accomplish? Are there certain things that you feel are more important to be supportive of financially, or are there certain things that you want to withhold support from, knowing that builds character in some way? Whatever that may be, let us know, and then we help you draft an estate plan that's going to fit those goals, and it's going to help you meet the needs of your children in the future. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at mellinglaw.com.